sweeping police operation targeting domestic and family violence offenders has seen more than 550 arrests in New South Wales. Police have just released details of their 4-day blitz. It began on Wednesday and ran into Saturday.
About half of those arrested were wanted for serious offences, and all up, police laid more than 1,000 charges. The state's police minister has spoken to us this morning, but now let's go to Jessica Rendell in Sydney. Jess, this is a huge operation. What more can you tell us about it?
Emma, it was massive. Police knocked on hundreds of doors over the course of this 4-day targeted blitz. They arrested 554 people and laid 1,070 charges. Now, Operation Amarok, as it's called, was really all hands on deck with officers from every police area command and district in the entire state involved. We also saw specialist officers from the Domestic Violence High Risk Offenders Team, the Raptor Squad, as well as the Youth Command too. Now, I'll just take you through some of those numbers that we saw come out of Operation Amarok. They were quite startling. Of the 554 people who were arrested, 226 were wanted for serious domestic violence related offences. Officers also conducted 1,277 bail compliance checks, and they found that there were 144 breaches of bail. They also served 422 apprehended domestic violence orders. So quite the crackdown on domestic violence here in New South Wales, and officers are hoping that Operation Amarok sends a strong message to offenders that this is something that they are taking very seriously and that they do not tolerate. Last year, the New South Wales Police Force responded to 150,000 calls for assistance for domestic violence related incidents. So I think that just goes to show the severity of this issue and the prevalence of domestic violence here in New South Wales. And officers say this is something that they will continue to tackle moving forward with operations like Amarok.
Just some extraordinary and really disturbing figures there. Thank you. So if this story has raised any issues for you, you can get help. Call the National Sexual Assault, Domestic and Family Violence Counselling Service. They're on 1800-RESPECT, which is 1800-737-732.
Let's get more now on another big breaking story we're covering this morning. And Iran's president and foreign minister are both missing after their helicopter crashed in dense fog in the country's northeast overnight. Middle East correspondent Alison Horn is following the story.
We know that President Ibrahim Raisi was returning to Iran from a trip to Azerbaijan where he was inspecting infrastructure projects when his helicopter crashed in what we've been told is quite mountainous terrain in a remote part of Iran. As you said, also on board as part of this delegation was the Iranian foreign minister. And at this point in time, we don't know the condition of either of those men or any other members of the delegation or what has happened to that helicopter. Iranian state media is characterising this as a hard landing. They are the official government media source, though, so it isn't unusual that we're hearing different language from them as to what other people, including rescuers at the site, are saying has happened there. President Ibrahim Raisi is a controversial character. Although he is widely popular in Iran, there are also a lot of people that are quite upset at him, that don't have a lot of respect for him. He is the man who was responsible for tightening morality laws, policing what women could wear and how they could act in Iran. And also he oversaw that brutal and at times quite deadly crackdown on protesters during the women life freedom movements during 2022 and 2023. So there has been quite a varied reaction to this news. A lot of prayers, Iranian state media covering non-stop coverage of prayers for their president, but also there have been some people across the world that have been celebrating this news.
And how's the rescue effort going, Alison?
Well, we're many hours in, Michael, and still no word as to what has happened to the president or the foreign minister or where exactly this helicopter has gone down. I was listening to an interview with the Iranian Red Crescent, which is involved in the search and rescue. They say that they do have a rough idea of where the helicopter crashed, but it is difficult to pinpoint, and that's being made even more difficult by not only the mountainous terrain there, but also the severe weather conditions. There is heavy rain and thick fog, and that's what officials are saying contributed to the crash in the first place. Bad weather is what they say. More than 40 search and rescue crews, including from the Red Crescent and also the Army and security forces, have been sent to the area to try and find the wreckage of this crash and the president. And we know that there are countries from across the world that are also offering their assistance, and that some of those offers have been taken up, including the use of night vision drones from Turkey. They are being displaced to there now, but at the moment there is still no word as to the condition of the Iranian president.
Alison Horn reporting. Bridges here with the rest of the morning's news.
Thanks, guys. Well, a report is being prepared for the New South Wales coroner following the death of a man and a 2-year-old child on the far north coast. Police were called to a unit in East Lismore around 9:45 last night due to concerns for the welfare of a man and his son. A crime scene has been established and an investigation is underway. A man will appear in court this morning charged over a stabbing attack on a policeman in Sydney. Police say the injured officer and a female constable chased the suspect into Hyde Park yesterday, and a 32-year-old was tasered and arrested. 34-year-old rather. He's been charged with grievous bodily harm with intent to murder. London's High Court is set to make a decision today on whether or not WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange will be extradited to the US. Julian Assange's legal team is set to lay out their arguments to the British court later today in hopes of an appeal. If rejected, Assange's team have indicated they will apply to the European Court of Human Rights for an injunction to stop Assange from being extradited. US rapper Diddy Combs has admitted that he beat his ex-girlfriend in a hotel hallway in 2016 after video of the attack was shown on CNN. Cassie Ventura reached a settlement with Combs after suing him for what she alleged was years of sexual, physical and emotional abuse. The rapper denied the allegations in the lawsuits but has since issued an apology on social media. And a Vermont university has awarded a cat an honorary Doctor of Literature for his emotional support of students on campus. Max the cat lives with his human family on a street near the university's Castleton campus and frequently visits those attending, even going on tours with prospective students.
Yeah, my son's girlfriend was like, if everyone could get a degree for being fluffy and cute, that would be great. That was just like, it would be great.